Whoa, 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 whoa. Thank you so much, my sister Ellie, for that warm and powerful introduction. I am deeply honored to be receiving this recognition and to be very real with you. And when I say real talk, you say real. Real talk? Real. Real talk? Real. Yo, I'm home. New York is home, and I'm deeply grateful to be receiving this recognition by North Star. I want to thank the leadership, the board, the wonderful staff for hosting us tonight and giving us so much inspiration in such difficult times. And as a New Yorker, I feel especially proud to be joining all of you in this city that is my organizing home, with so many familiar faces of my high school and early college years. And to be recognizing community leaders and organizers like Hector, Steven, and our brothers and sisters from Brooklyn Movement Center. Mark, I love you. Way back, John Major Institute, what? And Nobody Lives, meet Hudson. Congratulations to all of you. See, for me, to receive a recognition, especially in these times, on behalf of more than 400,000 undocumented youth members across the country, is very humbling. And I receive it with a lot of gratitude and humility on behalf of our members and our families across the country. Because as Ellie was saying, years ago, we were really afraid. And I was really afraid. I was born in Ecuador, and at the age of 13, I came with my family, my parents, Ligia and Fausto, my brother, Jonathan, seeking a better life like many immigrants have for many, many generations. And when poverty and violence in Ecuador were very difficult to deal with, my parents made the difficult choice, but the very loving choice, to come here to seek a better life for my brother and I, and for our family. And we were undocumented in this city in Queens. Anyone from Queens? My shout out to my favorite borough, Queens girl, always. And we had to deal as an undocumented family with all of the racism and abuse that marginalized communities and communities of color have to deal with every day in this country. From fear of deportation, to stolen wages, to the racist stop and frisk, and many, many more things. But it was my parents' courage and resilience, y las ganas de mis padres, that kept us moving forward despite the odds. And tonight, as my mother is joining me tonight, Ligia, I'm especially grateful for her love, for her courage, and for always reminding me to treat others with the same love that I will want to be treated. And that has been at the core of my organizing. Mil gracias, mami. Este reconocimiento es para ti. And let's be real. Real talk? Real talk? Real. Community leaders and organizers don't get to our roles by ourselves. Don't get it twisted with your ego. It's about our community and the community that sustained us and that give us love and that nurture us to get here. So I am deeply grateful for my movement family. Many of you coaches and mentors that are part of the organizations that North Star has helped start and has funded for many years. Make the Road New York, the New York Immigration Coalition, NICE, and many others. You have been part of that community that has gotten the immigrant youth movement and myself here. See, when I was in my college years, I was really afraid. And in fact, many of you may have known me over 10 years ago as Sandra, because that was the name that I used because I was really fearful of being identified as undocumented and being deported. So I was Sandra from Costa Rica, y'all. Don't tell me how I chose those names, totally random. But it was really my undocumented experience, the experience of my family, and the experience of having a loved one very close to being deported. My partner, Walter, who was racially profiled in an Amtrak train in 2007 and almost deported. He was held in a detention center or jail in Buffalo, in our state, for 5 days. And it was the organizing of this community that saved Walter from deportation. And I want to remind you that it was at a time when saying undocumented and unafraid wasn't sexy. And no one was fighting deportation cases out in the open. And the power of organizing kept Walter home. And honestly, to me, that was the moment where I tasted the power of organizing. And I found my calling and became an organizer. And it is for that reason that tonight, it is about North Star. And it is also about the community organizers and the community-based organizations that are empowering our communities and that are building power at the local level in a way that is transforming our communities. Because if it is that vision of North Star and your board and your staff and your grantees that is transforming our city, is transforming our state, and that made stories like mine possible in this state. So can we get a round of applause for North Star? United We Dream is turning 10 years old this year. And in that time, thousands and thousands of young leaders have learned to organize from coast to coast and have built movements and campaigns that have transformed people's lives. And we know that our work is more important now than ever. It was important when Walter and I and many other undocumented young people started the first undocumented youth group in New York, the New York State Leadership Council, which is also a grantee of North Star. Another shout out for you all. And it is important today because we understand that the same people in power that want to deport my family and people that look like me are the same people who want to incarcerate people of color, who are attacking women, who are marginalizing LGBTQ people, the same people that voted for the biggest tax scam in the history of this country are the same people that are trying to take away our health care. And they're the same people that want to take the rights of workers to organize. They are the same people, y'all. So, we know that our struggles and our futures are linked and that we must fight for the dignity and freedom of our communities. Because real talk, yo, the other side is completely unapologetic about their ideology and the vision that they have for this country. They've terminated DACA, putting my own brother and thousands like him at the risk of deportation. They have unleashed ICE agents to go after my family and many immigrant families across the country, even in states like New York. They have placed the Muslim ban. They have attacked our LGBTQ brothers and sisters, our black brothers and sisters, refugees, poor people. Now all of a sudden we have work requirements for some of our benefits, and they want to criminalize immigrants because, like me, many of us had free lunch in high school. That's what we're up against. They're unapologetic about their vision. So I say it is time for us to be unapologetic about the vision that we have for this country. About the vision that we have for our communities. And that is a country where my family and all of us and everyone here can live without fear, can be their authentic selves, and can thrive in our communities. And I deeply believe that New York can continue to inspire the rest of the country. Okay, because as a New Yorker, I have to tease you all, but how come is it that New Jersey just passed support for undocumented youth and financial aid in the state, and we haven't done that yet? How come other states have driver's licenses for undocumented folk and we don't have that yet? So, I am especially tonight deeply grateful for North Star and for really investing in the rural communities and the suburbs, because without investing in those communities, we ain't not gonna win, folks. We're just not. There are no shortcuts to this. So I'm deeply grateful for all of the organizing that is happening in the Hudson Valley area and other areas outside of New York City, because that's the way that we're gonna continue to create a lot of pride about being New Yorkers, and we're gonna show the rest of the nation what we can do when we empower, directly impact the communities to lead from the heart and from our experiences every day. So I'm gonna close with this. Look, I know that it's very hard, and it's been very hard the last couple of months. I cannot kid with you. In 1 week, I was dealing with Trump announcing the National Guard will be deployed to the border, a mass raid in Tennessee, a young person named Dennis being criminalized by his school and sent to a detention camp during his senior year, all in a matter of weeks. So I know that it's tough, but I see hope in this room. Do you see hope? Because I believe that with every single one of you, we can really build a country where everyone can thrive and can live without fear. Do you believe it? Yes. Do you believe it? Yes. Do you believe that we can win? Yes. Do you believe that we can win? Yes. So now I'm going to invite you to join me in a chant that broke me into tears when I did it for the first time, because it really told me and many other young people that we matter. I am somebody. And I deserve full equality. Right here, right now. We are somebody. And we deserve full equality. Right here, right now. Sí se puede. Thank you.